Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Friday. Let's finish off the week in the green. First day in March, and we got high impact news. Let's see how our strategies fare right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. Okay, so as I mentioned, first day in March, and it's a Friday. So I love going into the weekends in the green. So I hope we can accomplish that feat here today. I got a lot of stuff to cover this morning. I put out a video yesterday on pretty much a recap of February on all of the strategies. I did want to make some corrections to that chart just because, well, for one thing, my ticks on the 15-minute Rob reversal was all off. The correct number, it was 560 ticks that we were up. We also did take a loss yesterday right after I finished my recording. So these are the updated numbers, trading oil session 2, trading gold, and trading the 15-minute Rob reversal in February. And that would be based off of 1E mini. And that is pretty much every setup that has occurred throughout the month. Obviously, there was days where we had two 15-minute Rob reversals. I think we had 2 days like that where they were back-to-back winners. On those days, I only took one trade. I usually shut it down after the first win, and then you guys I've documented pretty well on how I fumbled a lot of those strategies and some of those winners. But these are the numbers of the strategy. Just wanted to put it out there and put an exact number for February. Based on that, let's just start with the Rob reversal. So let's pull up that one. This was right at about the time that I was finishing up that recording. In fact, this is the candle that I even mentioned in the video. I'm like, if this thing ends up in an up candle, we will have a setup here because it closed above the ADMA, was at 10.15, the pattern that we're looking for. We get ticked in here, and then this goes straight down. Now, unfortunately, we then get a setup to go short right after this this setup, and this would have been an awesome winner, but the strategy did not take this trade because once this activation candle, we were still in this trade from the previous 15-minute Rob reversal. So the strategy didn't take it. I know a lot of people manually were able to get into this one, so you might have had a break-even day, but I definitely chalked up a loser on that trade. So let's see if I can fix these charts. There we go. So let's see here. Obviously, this is going to be running. We run this from 8:30 in the morning till 1:15 in the afternoon Central Time. Please, if you are looking to trade this, watch several of the videos. I have the strategy video linked in my description below, as well as my gold and my oil trade. Please make sure to watch that. I have then done updated videos on those strategies, and I'm getting asked to do even some more with, just things as things come up, and I explain them in Discord. I explain them in the video. It's nice to have everything kind of concise and all in one spot. All right, so let's take a look at oil from yesterday. Both sessions were a winner. Again, I do not trade session 1, did not trade at all in February. Pretty much since like January 25th or the 26th, I made that decision, which actually proved out to be a very good decision because session 1 was definitely in the red in February. Session 2 was a winner. We get activated at the 935 inside bar. This gets activated into the long, 19 ticks. Took that trade yesterday with 3 micro contracts on the MCL, and obviously a very nice winner there. Gold. Gold also turned out to be a very nice winner yesterday. So we had an inside bar, 8:45 in the morning. We get activated to the short. We took this trade for 16 ticks or $160 profit on with an E-mini. Took this on the eval, took this on the cash, and that is what helped us. That in session 2 was able to get us into a nice profit for the day yesterday trading the morning strategies. So our eval currently sits at $50,438. So that is trending in the right direction. Obviously, we'd like to build on that. I'd love to see where these numbers come in for March. Oil session 2 down 19 ticks. So again, on the E-mini, about a $190 loss. Gold had a profit of 55 ticks. So a $550 winner. And that's just pretty much trading each and every session that a setup appears. We don't get a setup in every session every day, but I would say it's probably in the 90% range on days that we get that setup. Let's take a look at what the S&P yesterday. Obviously, we had big news that came out, and the market pretty much uptrended from there. I don't know, some areas of that I would say that are that 51.20, 50, and the 51.10. Those are going to be some important areas this morning, and I would say on the downside, 50.90 and 50.65 are going to be the areas where I don't know. We'll see some movement on the S&P, and on the Nasdaq. Pretty much same thing. Nice little uptrend yesterday off of the news. We've got high impact news again here this morning, so there should be some volatility here in the marketplace. And on the Nasdaq, I'm pretty much the level to the upside on us is 18,154. 18,045 is an important area, and then that 17,941 is going to be another important area. So we'll take a look and see what price action does around those times. But what I'm most curious about this morning is going to be oil. Oil is also in a uptrend here this morning. Gold, I think, is more we had a nice uptrend in the morning, and then it's from there has come off from its highs, and looks like it's going to be ranging here a little bit. So we'll see what the morning strategies have. We'll see what the NQ 15-minute raw reversal does here today. Stick around for my trade breakdowns and a recap of the day coming here shortly.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, so here is our first trade of the morning. It is in gold. We get activated into a short. As you can see, my chart here has changed from the GC, which is the E-mini, and I have gone down to the micros. I'm trading this on 5 micro contracts, and my reasoning for that was kind of twofold. One, huge source bar, plus 6, I think it was over 60 ticks on that source. So anything over 40 ticks, I reduced down to 35. But then we also have news that's incoming, and I figured that might be a good idea to reduce my position sizing here in half. So like the trade, I would say on a normal day, without news coming in, this seemed to be like a pretty nice move. One other thing that I'd like to add is that my indicator on Ninja did not catch that as an inside bar, but I base all of my trades when I'm taking off the micro, I base it off of the E-mini, the GC chart. If you look at the GC chart, we definitely had an inside bar, which is the inside bar that I played. You'll see that in my trade recaps for the day. You'll see that on the actual GC chart why that entry was there and why that bar does not look like an inside bar here. So with that being said, we're getting pretty close to news. We're here on a small loss as of right now. Did not get that initial push. We had the overnight open hanging below, but again, really just I like the setup. I like to kind of hear where the trend was going. But you'll see here in a few seconds that price action just goes absolutely bananas with the release of the news and destroys our trade here this morning for a stop.
Stop filled. Order canceled.
All right, so here is our trade in oil session two. We do get activated here to the long. Again, bracket orders, still getting that error message that comes in, so I had to put in my bracket orders in manually again. Trading this on 3 micro contracts in oil. Again, we get activated to the long based on that green inside bar that we got on the MCL, and again, I'm basing this off of the CL chart as well. Now I can say that on this one we did have a little bit of slippage on our entry. I think it was maybe a tick, maybe two, but we are looking for 19 ticks of profit. And here price action kind of stalls right out of the gate. It's not obviously wasn't looking the greatest, but based on price action to the left, I feel that obviously we can fill this gap in here, and if we can get past that small gap that's right there to the left, we probably have a really good chance of taking our full TP on this one. Now, obviously, looking for buyers to kind of step in and push this price action, which they do, and I'm getting pretty close here now to moving my stop loss to that 50%, just to take 50% off of the position, and kind of waiting for it. Again, doing this manually, would love for this to be more automated, but as of right now, doing it manually, and I was looking for around that $40, $41 profit point and this is pretty much where I go in and reduce my stop, full take profit, nice trade.
Order canceled.
So mixed morning today. We had some good, we had some bad. Let's take a look let's go over that gold trade. That sucker destroyed me today. Not necessarily the trade, but the slippage on that was just unbelievable. And I'm going to give you guys some insight, obviously, to what my thought process was, because you guys noticed that in the beginning of the video, on my chart, I was in the E-mini gold contract. And then there was 2 things here that kind of prompted me to reduce my position, which ultimately saved this eval, or saved balances, however you want to look at it. One, we had a huge source candle. Okay, so I think this source candle would have been almost 61 ticks, which is ridiculous. So as you guys know, on my strategy, anything that is 40 ticks or higher, I reduce my position down to 35. On top of that, we had news that was going to be released at 8:45 and 9 a.m., which is the candle that obviously knocked us out. Now, this is in hindsight. I'm talking in hindsight right now, so take that for whatever it's worth. Almost every inkling in my body was telling me just don't even trade this gold play right now, because of a few factors. One, huge source bar. I knew it was going to be a max. I knew it was going to be a max trade, and I knew that once news was going to be released, which was a high impact news event, I knew that we were going to get a big spike in one direction or the other. So edge obviously starts to get diminished on those plays, and I said, okay, I'll take the trade, but at the same time, I'm going to reduce my risk. And so I went down to 5 micro contracts. My max risk on that trade was going to be $175. And unfortunately, once news hit, that thing just spiked right through, and I took about $104 of slippage, which is an extra. It's an extra almost 11 ticks, 11 or 12 ticks of slippage there. So that was huge. And that obviously, one, took the slippage in my cash account, um, took my took the slippage in obviously the eval account. So that trade here in gold hurt this morning. Now, on the bright side, both sessions in oil both worked out. So session one, which again I'm not trading, I just like to reemphasize everything that how I'm trading. I am not taking right currently. This thing got an inside bar 815, and we got activated into the long about three candles away. And again, I'm still using my stop loss and my take profit based on the original source candle, which is right here. And that goes for 21 ticks of profit. We then get a second session trade in oil at 9:10 in the morning. And here we get activated again into the long. Took this for 19 ticks, which obviously was only in 3 MCL contracts. Going forward, I might go to just 5 at this point, because oil last month, yes, it was negative 19 ticks, I believe it was. But it's enough to at least bring it to half position sizing. And I know we had one member in Discord, pretty much when we took take profit, he's like, I'm going to trail this trade. I mean, which was a freaking awesome. It was an awesome call on his part, and that would have been a beauty trade. I mean, let me just see here, trailing this. It would have got stopped out right there for 78 ticks. I mean, that's a nice trade. So that was your trades in oil. Again, both sessions won there. Rob reversal. Let's take a look at that one. Only thing this morning, we got a setup short, setup to go short at 9:30 in the morning. This obviously does not get activated because this closes above the ADMA, so no trade there. I will leave this running until 1:15. And then if we look what the ES did, took just a small little trade here, $154. Did hit that 51.20 level that I was looking at this morning. And at this point, I mean, you got pretty much a blue sky breakout. So not much price action to the left after this point. So this very curious to see where the S&P and the Nasdaq go from here. But overall, how do I summarize the day? Obviously, red in the eval, red in cash. Not the best start to March, but had some positives in oil. So we'll see where that goes from here. That's it. I hope you guys all enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys here on Monday. One announcement that I would like to state is I do have a goal by, let's see, I got my goals up here. I'm going to try to go live possibly at least I'm going to try it out and see how this kind of works out. It's a little difficult with my work schedule at the same time, but my goal is to try to go live here in March. But we'll see how that goes. If you guys are enjoying the content, please consider liking the video, Subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment below. Let me know how you did today. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Happy trading, everyone.